Hello students. So today I'll show you three MCQ questions from all course. You see, from same impact guide all course. No? The product of a non-zero rational number and an irrational number is what? You see, non-zero number means not zero. It may be any number, say any rational number, say 3, and into say root 2. So 3 into root 2, you'll get 3 root 2. So as a result, you are getting the product of a rational and irrational number is an irrational number. So that means we can say as per your option, it is satisfied with option number A. That means an irrational number. But you remember 3 plus root 2 also we get an irrational number. That is the addition of a rational number is also an irrational number. So 3 minus root 2 is also an irrational number because the difference of an irrational number is also an irrational number. And if you see the quotient 3 by root 2, quotient of a rational and irrational number is also an irrational number. This rational number you can rationalize, irrational number you can rationalize. See root 2 into root 2. So in numerator also you have to multiply by root 2. So 3 root 2. So root 2 into root 2, 2 and 3. 3 by 2 root 2. So this is also coming an irrational number. So we can say the rational quotient of rational and irrational is also an irrational number. So that means in all cases we are getting an irrational number. The product, the addition of rational and irrational, the difference of rational and irrational, even the quotient of rational and irrational is also an irrational number. Clear? But thing is that the one of the number must be non-zero. If one of the number is 0, then whole thing will become 0. 0 into anything is 0. So will be rational. So that is not possible. Now, number 9, which of the following is false? You see, HCF into HCF of PQ into LCM of PQ is equal to P into Q. For two positive integers, we know HCF into LCM is equal to product of the two numbers. That means this statement is satisfied, correct statement. So we will not touch with this statement. This is correct. Now number B, HCF of PQR is equal to 1. In which case HCF of PQR 1? If they have no common factor other than 1. So if PQ are prime numbers, say imagine 2, 3, 5, they have no common factor other than 1. So that's why we can say the HCF of these three numbers will be 1. So that is also satisfied. Clear? They are distinct prime numbers. Now LCM of PQR is equal to PQR if PQR are prime numbers. Now you see, if PQR, that means they are distinct prime numbers, then to get the LCM we multiply the numbers. 2 into 3 into 5 we get 5 6 are 30. 5 6 are 30. 2 3 are 6, 6 5 are 30. That means if we multiply each of these prime number, then we will get this LCM. So that means option number C is also satisfied. So last option is left, that is option number D. So obviously that would be the answer. See, LCM of PQR into LCM of PQR is equal to PQR. So this is not possible because we know for two integers only, this is possible. HCF into LCM is equal to product of two integers. Clear? That means our option number D is the correct one. This is a false statement. It is an incorrect statement. Now number 10. 10 is not given. I have skipped because in first video I have shown you number 3 and 10 are same questions. So I am not showing those one. I have skipped that. So now 11 number. The graph of f is shown below. The number of zeros of fx, fx in the sense the value of y, clear, are which? Now, which one? This is x-axis, this is y-axis. So whenever a graph cutting the x-axis, clear, in some distinct points, depending on these distinct points, we find out is zeros or roots. So this graph cutting this x-axis at this point and this point, this into distinct point. That means it has two zeros or two roots. So similarly, when a plane is divided by two axes by x-axis and y-axis, so this is x, this is minus x, this is y, and this is y, this is minus y. So whenever we draw a line, straight line, this is a linear graph. It is cutting the x-axis at one point, so it has 1 0. Then if you draw the graph like this graph cutting this axis at 1 point, 2 point, 3 point. So it will have, this one will have 3 zeros cutting this graph into 3 points. See this graph if we draw, this is not cutting the x-axis in no points. So that means it has no zeros. Clear? So these things you just keep in mind. So depending on the graph, it is cutting the x-axis in how many points we find out is number of zeros or the roots. So I'm just leaving up to this much, this MCQ. Study well and try to prepare the rest questions. So in the next video, I'll show you a few more MCQ questions. So for today, you leave it up to this much. Clear?